Um, we are going to be talking about email marketing, marketing automation specifically. Has anyone ever used a tool or use email marketing or marketing automation right now? Raise your hands or yes. You can just put yes in the chat box. We're going to be using a tool specifically called Active Campaign. It's one of my favorites personally. I've been using it for years now. One of my favorite marketing automation tools. And then specifically what I'm going to show you actually is that we're going to dive right into just using not just email marketing, but how to set it up automatically and how to use a specific sequence, which we have used in the past to make a lot of money, lots and lots of money. So that's what we're going to talk about today. What's everyone's business? If I don't mind asking, just put it in the chat box. Love to figure out kind of the industries that we're going to speak about and use some live examples. So, Susan, what's your business exactly? So here, if you guys never seen or never used Active Campaign, you can check it out here. Oh, nice. Cool. Consultant to property industry on food and beverage. Nice. That's very specific. I'm going to take this off because this is killing my neck for a second. Oh, there it is. All right. I can let my head breathe for a minute too. I need to get a better light for these talks. I have a light somewhere around here. But of course, when I need it, I don't have it. So anyway, well, you see the beautiful face. You're going to be looking at a different screen anyway, so we're not too worried about it. We got a couple more people on here. Awesome. Hello, Sharon. It's been a while. I'm glad you could join us. I'm super stoked to have everyone here. Yeah, so let's just get started. I put the link in here for Active Campaign, and I'm going to switch around the screen in a minute so you can actually see Active Campaign and the sequence we're going to talk about. And we'll keep things pretty short. This is only going to be about like 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. You'll get a ton of value out of it. I'm actually going to give you a full out sequence that you can use. The only part of it that you'll need to really develop is the actual content. But as far as what to put in there and how to share it and what to set up, well, I'm going to give you everything. So, and feel free to type in the chat box at any point if you have any questions. I'd love to answer them for you, so don't be shy at all. I feel like I'm super pumped, and it's 7 o'clock at night, so this is good, and I have had a very long day too. This is amazing. I'm just so excited to help you guys out and share this. All right, first and foremost, the email sequence. A couple things we want to talk about is that you're going to need a reason to draw people into the email sequence, right? Like you're going to need to get them in there from either like a lead magnet of some sort, a guide, a freebie, an advertisement, something to get them opted in. One tool that we use really, really well is a template. So we have what we call the blueprint, which is the marketing strategy template. And it actually is really SEO friendly. It's high up there in some of the rankings, and that's where we get a lot of our traffic comes in. Some of you might have come in from the blueprints that we provide people, and that's where it starts off. It starts there. People opt in. They submit their information. We get the name and email. They come to a specific landing page, and then we put them through a sequence. And now that sequence is set up and automated in Active Campaign. Does anyone currently use a marketing automation tool of any sort? I mean, MailChimp kind of has a marketing automation tool. There's tons of them out there. Do you guys use any? Yes, no, just so I can, not well. All right, yeah. That's another thing is that when using them, some of them can be quite cumbersome, and there's a lot to cover in those, just depending which one you use. Like Infusionsoft is one that's pretty robust. I've used almost every possible marketing automation tool there is. There's always new ones coming out, but my favorite has to be Active Campaign. So that link is right there. If you want to go ahead and sign up, there is a free trial for 100 contacts. It's $9 a month after that for up to 500 on the very basic level. They have a plus membership that allows you to do like SMS, text messaging automatically, as well as CRM component and some sales automation. So it's a powerful tool. You can start off very basic, or you can grow with it, or you can start off in the more robust features and add those on right away, just depending on what your needs are. But we're going to just jump right in here. Let me share my screen. Yeah. So let's jump into the marketing automation tool. So the first and foremost is that when you have someone sign up, they're obviously going to want to get the blueprint or the opt-in or whatever it is. Then what we have is, first and foremost, we start off with the sequence, the follow-up system. So you're going to come in here, you're going to add in a trigger. This is going to contact, subscribe to a specific list, which this list is the blueprint. It comes from a form inside of the landing page that is connected to marketing automate or to Active Campaign. Then they automatically will get this email. You can kind of see that this email is a bit long, and then because we have a conversation with them, but there's a blue button in there that says download the blueprint. They download it, and then we wait 8 hours, and then they get something right away because we have something that complements it. Now, not to say that you will have something, but that's a very powerful tool, is that if you continue to add the value, the key in all this is adding value, but if you can add value on top of whatever you gave to them for free, if there's something like a bonus that you can offer to them, I highly recommend it. It helps to build up that trust, and it also helps them actually use whatever they're downloading. That's the key. And you know, we find this more and more common, is that when people download things online, they might download it and just forget about it. And so if you can offer something in a pretty quick turnaround, like a worksheet that makes it even simpler, depending on what you're offering. But like this worksheet just helps them actually do what we tell them to do in the blueprint very easily, and makes it even more accessible, and just makes it something that they can accomplish pretty quickly. So we want them to succeed and do this, because if we know if they do, they're going to see the value, and it's going to help them, and that's going to, being that we're the people that help them, we're going to be building up that trust, and it's going to help out in the future. So here are a couple other things I actually prefer, and what I would go ahead and do now, and this is something I recommend, is that right now we have add something else in here, and these are two different other pieces, and actually these are both really blog posts that we have added in here that have done really well, and they again continue to complement what these two pieces are offering. So if you have a lead magnet that you're offering people, again, lead magnets used to be like, have to be really robust and a big guy, but really if it's just a quick 5 checkpoints or 5 things that someone can use to get whatever you're offering up and running pretty quickly, then that's what I suggest you do. Just make it simple, straightforward, get it up and running. I mean, the blueprint is really like 8 points, and it's not too in depth. We definitely get more, we get in more detail about the actual marketing strategy when someone works with us, but this gives them the overview. They can still create a pretty good marketing strategy from that, but using the sheets. The next thing is that we want to wait 2 days, give them about a couple days in between some of these emails. It's not bad to go day to day if you really want to, but what we found to be successful right now is the 2-day gap. Gives them a little time to catch up, and then right when they're about to finish up with whatever they're doing, as long as they're taking action, bam, we hit them with another one, and this just adds on the value. It's a pretty quick read, and also talks about a tool named Hotjar that can help them with their analysis. And then this actually complements it with the importance of a website, why they need it, which is a big part of what we talk about in the blueprint. So you see all this complements each other, and then we throw in our story, because we go, hey, value, 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 Story. Why do we build up a story? Because we want to show that we're human. We want to show people they can relate to us. And when we can do that, when people actually go ahead and they start to see the human side of us and hear our story, it's extremely important. And it's a pivotal point of the sequence because they want to know who they are going to be doing business with and who is helping them and how they can help them and what their background is. And so we go 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, and then we throw in there 2 days. And then after that, we go in here, and if they did not do something, so if they have not opened the marketing strategy worksheet and has not opened the two other emails and have clicked on it, because the other thing in this, so here's another point, is that when you're hitting with people with the value, they're taking action, right? They're downloading something here, they're downloading something here, they're clicking to go read here, they're clicking to go read here, they're getting value, and then boom, we hit them with the story. But then in the end of the story, we say, hey, you know what? This is my story, blah, 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 yada, yada. I'm amazing at what I do. I'm an amazing person. You should always do business with me. And in fact, what I'm going to do is offer you a free consultation. So please click at this link to schedule your free consultation. And bam, they get a link and they can schedule a free consultation. What does that do? Call to action. That is the biggest thing. People miss this in emails all the time. Like, well, should I really have a call to action? Absolutely. What's the point of sending people a piece of communication that all right, so let me go back in a second. There's a great story, a gentleman by the name of Michael Hyatt. He's a very well-known business coach. He's got a really strong online presence. If you get a chance, check him out. Great guy, provides a lot of value, very well-respected in the internet marketing field. But he has talked about in the past when he was a CEO of a larger company, he had an email list, and he ran this email list for 8 years. 8 years, and he grew it, a big number, I think like over 100,000 people. But he never sold anything. He never sold a product or service or anything to them. It was just pure content. And people got so conditioned that they were getting this free information that as soon as he decided to leave his corporate job and start pursuing his business coaching and his online marketing business, that he asked them to purchase something, and people were appalled. They were disgusted. They wrote him nasty emails saying, how could you, you money hungry son of a, what, blah, 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 blah. Like, they got infuriated with the fact that he was trying to sell them something. Why is that? It's not because he was actually trying to sell them. It was really more so that he was at fault for conditioning them. For 8 years, he never once asked them to do some sort of purchase something, take action. So they're just not conditioned. You, on the other hand, run a business, and there's no secret that a business runs off of making money. So it's not bad at all to ask people to do something, to make a call to action. You need to sell something. You sell a product, you sell a service. You need to do something. Now, how you go about that could be a number of different ways. A free consultation is a great way of going about it. A free analysis. You can offer even something of value. So like a very a $50, get a free, or not get free, but get our strategy with me for $50. The thing where you have to figure out what works best for you. I find that if you add a little bit of value to it, people are more likely to take action. Doesn't mean it have to be super expensive, but people who make a commitment from a financial standpoint will definitely do something more, will take more of an action, will see the value in it. And I just talked to a couple run a business, and they were talking about how they used to give free evaluations, but then they was like, it costs, it's a $150 value. And so now they just straight out charge people $150 for the evaluation, which is perfectly fine. There is a lot of value in that. But the thing is that when they tried, and they've tried it over and over and over again, every time they offer something free, they have people to sign up. They got people to sign up. They got 5 people to sign up at one event for a free evaluation. They said it's $150 value. We're going to have you sign up for $50 or for free. And 5 people signed up. They were super excited. And then guess what? All 5 of them canceled. None of them showed up because there was no value behind it. But that's a whole other conversation. That's something you have to figure out for yourself. But you have to build in that call to action. And what I highly recommend is that we go like this. This is the sequence, and this is how it works. Clicks, subscribes, get whatever they're subscribing for. Really quick turnaround, 6 to 8 hours. You send them something that helps them, continue to move forward. And then right after that, 2 days later, you have, hey, guess what? I got something else that complements this. 2 days later after that, one more thing for you that complements this. 2 days later, who am I? Why should you know who I am? What is important? Why do I have credibility? What is my story? And then, by the way, you should definitely click on this to take action. And so you have that. And then you wait 2 days, and then you start filtering out the people that are serious and the people have maybe not taking action yet. Because you know what? Doesn't mean just because they didn't take action right now doesn't mean that there isn't an opportunity for them in the future. I told the story in the email when I sent this out. I've had a number of people that have been on my email list for years, over 4, 5, 6, 7, even 8 years long. They've been on my list for that long. And there have been people that I have barely even known, but they signed up because they went to one of my speaking engagements. And it's been well over 4 years since I've done one of those in certain parts of the country, like Chicago, for example. And I used to live there. Now we live in Austin, or the Austin area, Austin, Texas. And when I send it out to my list, those people that are still on the list from Chicago, I've had people reach out to me, and I've had them say, hey, guess what? I want you to help me out. We need help. This is what's going on. How can you help me? And it's perfect because you hit people at different points, right? The thing is that you're gonna have a sequence, and you could build the sequence really out. This one is it's about 2 weeks long, but you can build this out for 165 days. We've done ones that are 365 days long. There's ways around it depending on what you want to do. But for example, here we go 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. And then we split them off, and then we offer some more tips that help them off. SEO is something we recommend in the blueprint. And so we offer some tips there 2 days. And we talk about how we've had some success with some of our clients doing what we do with our strategy. Wait 2 days. And then depending on what they do, if they actually click on this, we get notified. If not, they get weighted. They're in the waiting period. And then we really just let them drop off, and then you just end off. So, this is the sequence, right? This is the bread and butter, and it's not, a big robust, but this has generated a number of clients for us because we draw people in and then we add them in there. So it's pretty easy to set this up just from a technical standpoint. If you click on this, you can pick the different options. You can do send SMS, you can send an email, you can do a condition, wait, if, split, go, goal, all that stuff. And then contacts, you can add all these things to the contact list. So it can get really robust. We keep it pretty simple in this form. I've had ones where they jump around. They go from here to there to this to that, blah, 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 all over the place. We like to keep things simple, but at the same time, you like to, because these people come in very targeted, there's no reason to really split them off much. If we started with a more general approach, then you would want to start kind of filtering them down based on the content that you provide that they're interested in. So if they're clicking on more of one thing, you split them off to give them more of that. If they are interested and they're clicking on other topics, then you should take them down a different path. But all of these, as you will see, is that they all have calls to action inside of them. We're not just messing around. We're not just providing value, which we are, but we're also asking them to, get more value by actually working with us. So, you can put the notifications in there so you get an email right away when something happens. If it doesn't, then you won't get the email, and that's it. I mean, there's no brain surgery to it, people. It's pretty straightforward. It's just a matter of taking actual action. So what I recommend, and the best way to get started with something like this, is that you really need to know, if you don't already have your lead magnet, start here. Start here, and then you can work your way down. Because really what you can do is, like, let's say you do start with something robust. Like the blueprint is 8 steps to generating is 8 steps into generating a marketing strategy. And in those 8 steps, we talk about taking action, right? And in those taking action, we talk about the channels. The channels can be, SEO, email, content, social media, blogging, all these different aspects, videos, speaking engagements. These are all parts that could be part of the channels that people could take. And we say, having 5 of them, 5 strong channels, and working on those, depending on the size of your business, is the most valuable. So what you can do with this is that if you have something robust like that, you can split it up and then start talking about the specific topics inside of it, or tools, or anything that complements it. And that's how you build out your content here. You can even build out your story. And this is something that we've done in some other sequences that we've seen success with too, is that if you build out your story to be more than just one email, because all of our stories are not short, right? Like, they're not really short stories. I mean, if you've lived life, if you've gone through some ups and downs, then you've got plenty of content to share in your story. So build it out, and the best thing is that do the soap opera, what they call a soap opera sequence. And the soap opera sequence is that you start off with one thing, you build it up, you talk about a pain point or something, and you get down, and then you know what, this has been too long. I'll make sure I follow up and finish up the story in the next one. And so you leave them with that cliffhanger. Like, soap operas do the best job of leaving you for that cliffhanger. Like, damn, what is going on? I want to know what's going on with Bobby and his twin and his long lost twin, and how did he become this, and what is he going to do, and what's going to happen with Susie, and blah, blah, blah. And I know all this because my wife is a big soap opera fan, so she's always catching up on her stories. But it works. It really does work. When you leave people with a cliffhanger, tell them that you're going to follow up with them in the day. And if you do this soap opera sequence with your story, you then build out this part about, you can, extend it. We've gone as far as like 7 parts in a story. Just depends on what you have, and you can build it out to 7 different emails, and you can just continue to build it in there. The key though in those stories is that you say, hey, you know what? If you want to just bypass the rest of the story, you can actually just contact me and schedule a time for us to talk on a 30-minute consultation, or schedule a time to do XYZ. So, whatever that call to action is. And so always at the end of it, you say, hey, I'll follow up. I'm going to finish up the story tomorrow. And then you give them an option of actually taking action to talk with you personally, because that's really what you want, right? Like, that's the ultimate goal. Get someone on the phone, get them in the video call, and you can really take advantage of that. So, so building out that sequence and using that in your story is extremely important. So we talked about this a little bit, start backwards with not necessarily backwards, but start at the top with your lead magnet, build out that content. Then as you're starting to build right out that content, it could be, and it doesn't have to be written, it could be video form too. Like, if you're good at video, if you have content, if you're comfortable with it, it can be video too. Video is a little bit easier for some people to record. I love video. We do video all the time, obviously. And so I would recommend, if you have that, you could do like a video course and have that kind of built out. So do that, have that in the sequence, follow up, and then any content you're creating, create little subcategories inside of that you can elaborate on more, and something that complements whatever you're initially talking about throughout the sequence. Throw in your story, start to segment people out, get notifications, have a follow-up email. This is like, if they actually hit there and they click, I get notified. I know right away that they've done that. And then if they have not scheduled appointments, then they'll get a follow-up email, because they clicked on it to go schedule an appointment, but they actually didn't fill out the form. So I still get notified. I'm like, hey, ding, 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 this person went here, they clicked, they're interested, obviously, but they have not filled out the form. So if they haven't filled out the form, you send a follow-up email to them automatically, like right away. And that follow-up email is like, hey, guess what? You should fill out this form. Don't forget, you didn't finish what you were doing. Well, not in those words, but fill out the form, make sure you schedule your appointment, blah, blah, blah. And so they do that, and then you can add more follow-up if you want to. You can actually then just go ahead and you could throw them back into the mix. So if they didn't, you can go, bam, you're going to go, since you didn't do it, we're going to wait 3 days, and then we're going to throw you back in the mix of the emails. So then that way they're getting more and more emails, they're getting some success stories, and then we start to filter them out again. So there you have it. Pretty quick and simple. I wouldn't say it's quick. It's simple, but there's some work that needs to be done in all of this. So do you guys have any questions? I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. Do you guys have any specific questions around this sequence or building out this sequence right now? Because I am all ears and eyes. Okay. Well, it seems like you guys are pretty, you guys are doing pretty good. Not really, hopefully this gave you guys some food for thought. Obviously, there's a lot of work to be done in this, but again, if you get this and you get it done correctly, you're going to be killing it. I know it for a fact. This is a easy but very straightforward sequence, and it's beautiful. The last couple of weeks, you can build it out as long as you want, and away you go. So that's a good question. So Susan asked, what sort of call to actions work best for high price tag products? Really, like, I personally, whether they're high price or not, I mean, unless they're really, really like a small price tag, I always think the best way is to get them to schedule an appointment with you, to talk with you. You know, whether that's a Zoom call or some sort of video call or just an actual phone call. I think video calls are more, especially with like actual high price tag products, you're gonna be better off with a video call if you're not able to get with them face to face. Now, if you can get with them face to face, that's the most powerful way you can take it to the next level, because the more face to face, there really nothing beats it. But the next best thing is when you get them on video and you can talk with them live and you can share information. Obviously, you're not sitting there right across from somebody, but seeing when you sell somebody, seeing how they dress, how their facial expressions are used, their hand gestures, all these nonverbal factors play a humongous role in influencing people into making a decision. So people there's really three categories. There's the nonverbal, there's the verbal, and then there's tonality, actually. So how you say things. And in the sales process, if you want to take a guess, which one is 60% of what causes people to be influenced and make a decision is based off of the nonverbal. So facial expressions, how people look, hand gestures, all of that, even posture, you know, like if people are sitting up nice and sturdy and they got their back up and instead of like being scrouched over, that plays an effect for people. Content, the actual content, okay, so hold on, let me finish my thought. The actual content is like 7% of that. So getting people on the phone is a little bit more challenging. All right, so let's see. Okay, I appreciate the feedback. Great ideas. How can you make the call to action suggestion of a catch-up compelling? We're asking executives to give up their time, which is something they don't feel they have much of. So don't tell them you're going to take that much time. I think that's the best bet. You know, say, hey, give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes of your time. And the only reason, or you can even say 10 minutes. I mean, it really depends. Or 7 minutes. You know, there's catchy things in that. You can play it off the way you want. I think like 7 minutes is like, it's not the normal 5 to 10 minutes. So it almost catches their minds. but you say, hey, give me 7 minutes. And the only reason I'll go over 7 minutes is if you want me to. So then you just got to make your pitch real tight. And when you get them on the phone or in the video, you do that. And trust me, I mean, if they're actually somewhat interested in what you're doing, 7 minutes won't be that big of a deal for them, whether they're executive or not. So that's what I would recommend. 7 minutes. Give me 7 minutes of your time. I'll make it worth your while. And I'm going to show you how we can blank. You got to give them a strong like value proposition. Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. So that is my take on it. But like, yeah, if you can give them a strong value proposition, you know, we'll show you how to save $10,000 in the year, you know, or we'll show you how you can increase your profits by 150%. Executives will give you 7 minutes of their time. So there you go. Awesome. I'm glad. I hope you guys got a lot out of this. This was fun. I thoroughly enjoy doing these things and just talking and giving you guys value and helping you guys out in any way I can. Please, if you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. And if not, what we're going to do is we're going to cut this down. We're going to have some courses coming up, and so we'll be sending some emails out. Definitely keep a lookout for those. Courses are just going more into depth about what we're doing here with the marketing automation, doing some advertisements, helping with the call to action, even some sales stuff. More so with how to work sales from a or from an online lead generation standpoint. It's much different when you get someone who's coming off of online and is a lead, and how you work them and how you sell them. And so we've mastered that process across all industries. I mean, I've done it for my real estate clients. I've done it for myself. I've done it for mortgage. I've done it for insurance people. I mean, it's if you sell, you sell, and that's all you got to worry about. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're selling to executives or you're selling to, you know, the regular Joe on the street who is, you know, is a plumber. It doesn't matter. A sale is a sale, and everyone's human. So we go through a bunch of courses. We got a bunch of them coming up. So just keep an eye on that. That's my call to action. I mean, we really, besides that, that's really all we have. Not here to pitch you guys really on anything, but I do recommend keeping an eye because we're going to provide more value. The courses are online, on demand, video courses. You can watch them. It's step-by-step process. Each video is very, very short, no really longer than 8 minutes each video, to help you walk through it and make it very easy to comprehend. And provide a simple process. So we're just giving you the processes that we use, and we're going to help you out. So you can just keep an eye out for some emails. We'll send up a follow-up email tomorrow with some details and some of the courses that are coming up. And yeah, that's it. So everyone have a fantastic evening. Australia, I know you guys are like 21. Yeah, thank you. You guys are, you know, almost a full day ahead of us, so it's a little bit different time there. But Susan, thank you so much for jumping on here. Sharon, always a pleasure to see you. Everyone else, thank you so much for watching this. I do appreciate it. Make sure you share the love, like us on Facebook, and you know, you can go to facebook.com/BMLewin and like us on there, and we'll have more great content coming up. So see you guys later. Thanks.